Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar, Harnessing the Power of Crowdfunding for Your Global Alumni Network. I am Arnaud Marcilhacy, Head of International Fundraising at Chapel, New York. Very happy to have you here. And we are with two great ladies from our partner, Charidy, a great crowdfunding platform in the world. And we are today with Chaya Abelsky, Senior Campaign Manager, joining us from the US, and Cohen, Charidy France, Head of Charidy France, joining us from Paris, where I am too. We are very international. Just a few words about Chapel, New York, for those of you who don't know us. We offer services for organizations from anywhere in the world to set up and raise funds in another country. Like if you're in a French organization, you want to raise funds in the US, we can help you with our US foundation. You can create a fund with us, and 1 month later, you can raise money in the US. And it's very effective, it's cheap, and it works. It's been working for 30 years. We had about 4,000 clients during these nearly 30 years now. I myself had the International Fundraising Department. I have 40 experts all over the world in my team. 15 of them are from the US because a lot of our clients obviously want to raise funds in the US, where philanthropy and fundraising is so active comparing to other countries. But we're getting better in Europe, and I think we'll get there soon. Today we're talking about crowdfunding and how it can help with your, reaching out to your alumni abroad. It's a great tool to mobilize your alumni. I've been working with a lot of higher education institutions in France, obviously, like La Sorbonne or some business schools. I'm presently working with one of my US experts with the #1 business school in Brazil, Fundação Dom Cabral, and they have a lot of alumni in the US and actually all over the world. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I don't want to take too much time. I think I made an introduction to the topic. I will ask Chaya and Anna to briefly introduce themselves. Chaya?
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, and nice to meet everybody. Well, actually, if it's okay, I'll share my screen because as part of our presentation today, we definitely are going to give you some placement of who we are and what we're here to provide to each of you that are joining today. Okay, so welcome and thank you very much for your introduction, because it's incredible what you do and the amount of organizations that you've worked with in helping them to bring in the funds that are needed for their operations. We all understand that every nonprofit leader, you wake up every day with a mission to do good. That's why you were created. And in order to do good, to put the key into the hole of the door of your office and start your day, it costs money. So we have to be agile and be knowing and have the literacy to be able to go out and do fundraising effectively. Crowdfunding has become a new way in fundraising as well, in that we get the crowd to be part of the giving to our organization, so that we can revitalize and bring even more funding to our operations. So what we want to be doing today, our objective to everybody that is giving your time, you show up to learn, our commitment to you is that we want to give you an overview how to go about involving your international stakeholders, your alumni community, anybody that went through your operations. There's a part of your operations, they're part of your organization that's in their being, and they feel happy, they feel committed, they feel connected. And when given an opportunity to give, they could be giving any amount. The whole power of the crowdfunding is, 10 and 10 and $10 and $10 and $10 add up. $20 and $20 and $20 add up. $1,000 and $1,000 and $1,000 add up. And here they feel more connected to the organization when they're opening up their wallet, which means they're opening up their heart to give back. So that's what we want to give you an understanding. How do you go about doing that? We want you to understand how through crowdfunding you can re-energize, bring new energy in you, bring new funds to your operations and to all the current fundraising that you're doing. And hopefully that really is, opening up your mind of what you're going to be getting by the time this time together this morning is, or whatever time it is for you. For me, it's morning. What you're going to be walking away with. So correct, we're going to do introductions. We're going to do an introduction to crowdfunding. We're going to speak about the synergies of crowdfunding and fundraising initiatives that you're doing all the time to keep yourself in operation. We'll do a case study. Chana will share a wonderful case study that's relevant. And then we'll, of course, give time for questions and answers.
Chaya, just 1 minute. Sorry for interrupting.
Sure.
People, you can ask questions in the chat. And at the end of the session, I will ask the questions to our speakers. Thank you. Go ahead, Chaya.
Absolutely. Okay. So today is myself, Chaya Abelsky. I sit in New York. I started my career in technology. Math and science was my thing, and I loved programming. And that led me into the nonprofit space, where I was using technology as a management efficiency tool to the operations of a nonprofit. That was to businesses. 32 years ago, I transitioned to the nonprofit space, where not only am I using technology as an efficiency tool, we're using fiscal management as an efficiency tool, we're using the whole as an efficiency tool, which of course that includes board development, fundraising development, organizational development. And the more and more we put ourselves into fundraising as an efficiency tool, using today AI, technology, fiscal, because your fiscal is always your spine, that's what I've been doing. This webinar, it's never about me, it's about you. Every director can connect in this way and be the most efficient, effective fundraiser possible for your organization. Chana.
Hi everyone. So I am Hannah Cohen, and I am the director of Charidy's French office. We help here in Europe over more than 100 organizations, and we already raised through crowdfunding like 60 million euro in the 7 past years. So we did this with our methodology and our platform, and I'm looking forward to explain you how we are doing this.
Thank you, Hannah. Okay. Thank you and welcome. Okay, so we're using the word crowdfunding. What does it mean, crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is, we call it a crowdfunding campaign. A crowdfunding campaign, and listen carefully, the art and science of doing a crowdfunding campaign is that it is focused. It happens, ever all heard of the word SMART goal? When you make a specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely goal. A crowdfunding campaign is a focused campaign, generally within a specific, a tight amount of time. And that's part of the art and science about it. Hold on to it, because when Hannah gives the case study, she'll make that real for you. What we want to do is that in a focused amount of time, we want to involve and engage the crowd to give, and to not only give. The true crowdfunding happens when it's the peer-to-peer fundraising. What does that mean? Every organization whether you're a university, a school, any kind of an organization. We look at it as, look about a paper, right? So you make a circle of you in the middle, and all the people that you've impacted, all the people that have gotten service from you. Each of them have other people. They have peers that you might not have gone through your organization, but as we all know, the rule of fundraising is all about relationships. People give people. When your peers, when your alumni reach out to their people, they give because they know your peer. And that's where the beauty happens. That's where the crowd is really impacted. That's where we lead. And in a charity campaign, this happens, where we reach a tipping point. All of a sudden, funds start coming in from people you may not know. They know people that were impacted by you, and that's why they're giving. So when we look at charity, we look at, and thank you, Arnaud, for the way you introduced us. We have been working together, and we are known as a global platform. We've raised upwards of almost $4 billion. With, look at the numbers of the amount of donors that gave, the amount of campaigns we've done, the amount of giving that's happened on our platform. It's really built around, put simply, in the methodology we just shared now. So what's the difference between crowdfunding and the fundraising that you're doing all the time? What is the difference? There's what we said now, fundraising that you're doing all the time for different projects, meeting with different funders. You're doing it throughout the year. When you do a crowdfunding campaign, trust me, it's intense. We always say from the beginning, you work hard, you don't work hard alone. We work hard with you. Of course, the adrenaline and the satisfaction and the pride that you receive afterwards is incredibly fulfilling. In a short amount of time, you're able to impact and bring in funds from amounts like you can never imagine. And we're here to support you with you. We literally are your trusted advisor throughout the entire process. Your committee, you do it as a what you're doing is, either when you're doing regular fundraising, and it's not bad at all, you have your professionals that are doing director of development, they're doing fundraising. Here, when you do the crowdfunding, you're getting many people, you're getting the crowd, you're getting the many to give. That's also the difference about it. When you do the fundraising, it's this ongoing, consistent effort. We can't say it enough to be aware of it, not to be fearful of it, because it's doable and we can do it with you. It's this intense energy using the art and science. There's an art and science and a real methodology that we use that's mind-blowing in making this happen. So it's possible that in a shorter amount of time, this is possible that you're able to reach that many more. Makes me think, as I'm saying this, of became very popular, the air fryer, right? In a shorter amount of time, we can make potato chips in the fries. There's a real method in how the oven works to be able to do it. It's not apples to apples because we're people, and at the same time, there is a methodology that we use to be able to, in a shorter amount of time, bring in money from the crowd. So the crowd characteristics of a crowdfunding, like we're saying it happens in a specific amount of time. We do it within a 12 to 48 hours. So can you imagine you get people motivated to give? Here comes another rule of fundraising. When we reach out to people, people give from emotion. People give because you emotionally involve them in what your mission is and something that they care about. And once you opened up their heart, because it's in a specific amount of time, they can't tell themselves, okay, I'll sleep on it and I'll give tomorrow. They see that it's a timed campaign. It's a short amount that they're going to be, a small amount that they're going to be giving, and they make that donation right away. This is part of the art and science and how we do it. It involves many people leading teams. We reach out to many donors. We mobilize your people to also be part of the volunteers that are doing this information. We use technology to be able to reach out to many, to get them to give. We as Charidy have our own platform, a technology platform. We're gathering donations. We're tracking real-time results. When people are seeing the masses give, the crowd give, they're motivated to be giving as well. So it's this momentum that's being created. People are giving, and then they look and they say, oh, she gave, I remember her, or I'm connected with her, I'm also going to be giving. Her, him. Now, you could ask yourself a question. So if I do crowdfunding, I won't do regular fundraising? Absolutely not. They complement each other. It's not the or, it's the and. We could do fundraising and we can do crowdfunding. You don't have to replace your traditional fundraising initiatives, your fundraising initiatives, your funders, whether it's foundation, whether it's government, whether it's philanthropists that you've been always working with, they're connected to your organization. You want to continue to keep that up. And we want to use crowdfunding to supplement what you're already doing. Your funders are going to be very happy when they see that you're getting more people involved, because we all want to be part of a winning team. We want to be part of what people are doing, what people are involved in. Not only do we want to, it energizes your fundraising effort. You feel great. You're touched by, wow, how people are giving to something I care so much about. Other people care about it as well. It ups you, and it ups the other donors that are giving. It increases donors to be engaged. Donors, from whether it's through your regular fundraising or through your crowdfunding, all of a sudden they feel a step closer. They feel part of the fabric of your organization, and they are part of the fabric of your organization because they have given to your organization. It literally holds a place in their heart now that they've opened up their wallet, which is that place close to their heart. You have the opportunity to engage current and past donors. We're doing this for a long time. I often hear when we reflect, post the campaign, we always do the reflection. We always say, the beauty is in the reflection, because trust me, however you connect to spirituality, however you connect with the words are, when you're putting in a lot of efforts, there are miracles that are happening. All of a sudden, someone is giving you, they've never given in the past, you never thought they would give, and they're giving you something you never expected. We like to reflect to notice those incredible things that we saw happening. Oftentimes what we'll hear is, what got you excited about the campaign was the giving, was that alumni and past people that have been through our organization, our university, have risen and given, and they do give. So it's incredible. It can be a kickoff to reaching out to longer-term alumni donors. There are those that will start to give. It could be a student of yours is now an extremely successful entrepreneur, and he wants to put it part of his corporate giving. It could be he just, everybody could have their own story. He could be he just inherited some money, and part of it he wanted to give back. Education is very important to him. He wants to give that value over to his children, and part of that is that he wants to start being a longer term donor. A biggie, a big biggie, and we can't give it enough attention. We always say our Charidy is a technology company. We're a platform. When you finish doing a charity, you're going to raise money. That's why you're doing the charity. There are other KPIs, there are other benefits that you're getting from doing a charity, which is not part of what charity could be, where it's a crowdfunding platform. A huge thing of what you're doing is that you're marketing yourself. You're getting the name out. You're getting the name of your organization in front of people, because there's a mass spread of what you're doing. And here is your opportunity. I say this all the time. What Charidy does is we come up with your message of what you're saying on your page. You'll see when Chana gives you the example. It's so powerful. That message that you're saying on your page, it's the story of your organization. That's even stronger than your mission statement, stronger than your vision statement. It's that story, it's that slogan, it's that narrative that pierces through the heart of people. And that's what gets people emotionally involved, stirred to be able to be giving. And it's your story. The visibility is about your organization that's happening on the platform. We also, because we spoke about it, part of the formula is that it's in a short amount of time. Like we said before, you can't sleep on it. You're stirred to give. Because your money is going to help us. There's a goal. There's a specific, measurable, attainable, realistic goal. And it has to happen in a certain amount of time. So when I'm going to give the money, I'm going to help them reach the goal. What's mind-blowing is that there are those out there that are watching your campaign and want to see you win. So all of a sudden they'll come in. It could be they gave in a small amount in the beginning, but now that you're getting that close to the goal, they'll come in and they'll kick in some money so that you can be successful and win. It expands your boundaries. Today, it's true, it's a global world. The technology did that for us. I'm sitting in America, you're sitting in France, and wherever else you're joining. That's what's happening on crowdfunding. It doesn't matter where in the world you're sitting. You can get the link to be able to give and be part of the giving of the campaign. So Chana, I hand the mic over to you.
So we will speak about this special campaign. We choose this campaign because the topic of this webinar was to use the power of the alumni. And we will see that in this campaign, they not just reach all their goals, but they also achieve very great things. Like, so you can see we made more than $150 $150,000 in just 1 day. So like we explained, we can make in 1 day, in 2 days, but all the things is to be very fast in the time. And it's the reason that there is also a very great exciting around the campaign. So they wanted to raise money, and like you see, the success in this campaign. But we can see that they also, when we spoke with them after the campaign, we see that they achieve much more that just raising money. And you know what? It's very it's something that we used to hear in Charidy. When organization comes to us, it's to raise money. It's our work, our job, our specialty. But they can see that through the campaign, they will achieve much more that the money they can raise on this campaign. So they wanted to turn alumni into ambassadors who can speak with other people, and it's work. We have a lot of teams who work on this campaign, and these people just raise money around them, and we can see that they bring donors from all around the world. Like Chaya told us, we don't have any limit, and our platform is built to have all the device you need from any countries. So we wanted to attract new donors, because like you know, when you are doing a campaign to attract new donors, marketing campaign, communication campaign is very, very expensive, and it's not always you don't have new donors with big amount. Here, with the power of you alumni who became ambassadors, they just bringing to you new donors. So at the end, you don't have to make a very big campaign of marketing and communication to attract these new donors. Also, sometime after a lot of years that the alumni who don't live in the same countries of the school, of the university, don't have the opportunity to reconnect with the organization, through this campaign, they just can feel the sense of belonging to the organization. And you know what? More they will be in the campaign, and more they will raise for your organization, more they will feel closer and with this sense of belonging to the organization. So it was also one of our goal, and it's work. People just told the head of the organization that it's just make them feel part of something bigger and part of a community. We want also, this kind of campaign is also an opportunity to reactivate former donors. We have all the work with the ambassador, but we also going through all the listing the organization can have, and it's like the momentum to give. And we can see that there is donor who come back after like 3 or even 4 years, and it's a lot. We wanted also to raise the average of the gift size, and it's just work also. We have the opportunity in this campaign to made also segment and identification case donors, and it's very important because another time the campaign turn into an opportunity to also doing a very big data cleanup and a very update of all the listing the organization can have. So now we will speak about the case of the success, because there is case, and we will share them with you. We have this preparation before the campaign. Like Chaya explained to you, our model is to work very intense, but in a very short time. So it's like 12, maybe 50 weeks maximum, and it's the most important case we are working on. So to identify the potential ambassadors and VIPs, we also develop a way to explain the campaign and compelling in easy way, because it's something that I am using to see in France. I am working a lot in France. Sometimes one of the difficulties in the campaign is that we don't understand the project or the mission of the organization. It's not enough clear for people who just discover it. So one of the things that we are taking the time for is to develop a very simple way and very compelling way to explain the project. We know that we won't have a lot of attention from people, so we have to be very, very clear and easy in our explanation. We build a strategy for sure, and we conduct the ambassador event, because after you have identified all the potential ambassador you have, we need to create an event to explain them what is an ambassador and what is in which way they will help us. We provide all the resources, the support they need, because we know that even the ambassador who want to help us, they don't have so much time, and it's not their work. So, you know, I work with like more than 100 organizations. I have all kind of ambassador, you know, like professor, doctor, people like they don't have time. So we just prepare all the support they need, and they just have to share. And like I always say to them, you just have to do the only thing I can do for you. It's to speak to you people, to your peers, because it will be powerful is you are speaking with them and you are asking for them to do a donation to an organization which is very important for you. We are doing a pre-campaign fundraising because yeah, one day or even 2 days, it's very short and we have a lot of ambassadors. We just want to begin, and it's a very good way also to see and to feel the excitation we have around the campaign when they just want to begin some days before. So it's in a nutshell the case of the success of this campaign, and for sure for every campaign we manage.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Hannah. I love the pointers you spoke about, the beyond the fundraising. Love that you spoke about that we not only do we market, you gain visibility, you also clean up your donor data. That was a fantastic point, and all the keys for success that you outlined of what we do. So what we see as driving success is the sense of community, that there's all your peers. Today, it's written everywhere, the importance of social interaction. That's what's happening when you're getting your communities together to give. We make the campaign fun. We work hard. We prepare you from the beginning. It's not just going to be a walk in the park. You're going to work hard and you're going to have fun. It's a good workout. And that donors want to make an impact. They're showing, not only are they making an impact, they're seeing it, they're feeling it. I love the image here because you are riding on success. When you're working hard, you're going to get this. You're going to get there. Donors are making an impact. Donors are gaining the recognition. They're seeing their names on the platform. And this urgency without having a timeline. All of us, if we don't have a deadline, it's like going into the car. If you don't tell GPS of where you're going, you could travel for 3 hours. You could travel for 3 days. You didn't arrive because you didn't know where you were going. But if you know where you're going, when you're going, it's going to get there. We want a timeline. We want a deadline. We're going to work with you. That's our GPS that we're setting, and we're taking action. We're doing it with you. We want to include this clip with you as this is how we're going to end right before we open up for question and answers. This is fascinating, where there's this whole understanding that you're all coming to learn fundraising, you're coming to learn how to get other people to give. There was this clip by this Harvard professor where he reveals the secret to make more money. How can this be? Why are people motivated to give? Data will show us that by giving charity, we know that this is God, something that God says, test me with this, because when you give, you will get. The more that we give, the richer we get. So there's a video embedded here.
The more you give to charity, the richer you get. And what do you find? You find that in subsequent years, when you give $1 to charity, on average, there's about $1.60 that comes back to you in subsequent years. Now, I was thinking when I first saw this, got to be the hand of God. Nah, it doesn't make sense. I didn't believe it. actually. I thought there was something wrong with my data. And then I was working with this psychologist. I'm an economist. I was working with a psychologist. He says, no, we've been seeing this for years and years. People who give more money away, they get richer. And they make way more money back than that which they give away. And I'm like, is this, the wheels of,
This isn't like a karma thing, like you give what you get. It's not one of those. It's
what
beyond
happens
that.
is when you give money away, you become a problem solver and your mind changes. You become a more effective person. People who solve problems and give their money away are people who feel more effective and they earn more money. The more you give to charity, the richer you get. And what do you find? You find that in subsequent years, when you give $1 to charity, on average, there's about $1.60 that comes back to you in subsequent years. Now, I was thinking when I first saw this, got to be the hand of God. Nah, it doesn't make sense. I didn't believe it. Actually, I thought there was something wrong with my data. And then I was working with this psychologist. I'm an economist. I was working with a psychologist. He says, no, we've been seeing this for years and years. People who give more money away, they get richer. And they make way more money back than that which they give away. And I'm like, is this, the wheels of,
This isn't like a karma thing, like you give what you get. It's not one of those. It's
what
beyond
happens
that.
is when you get.
I think that's a repeat. What do we say to that? So we can open up our mic for the questions or comments, and we're here to be able to respond.
We don't have questions right now, but I have a questions myself, Chaya, because you're in the United States. We organized a lunch 2 weeks ago in Paris, and the topic was raising funds in Trump's America. And because you are in the United States, I wanted to know if the situation right now is affecting your campaigns in any way, the situation with the Trump's government. And just following up on your video with this professor from Harvard, I was seeing an article yesterday because Trump is obviously looking at cutting funds for Harvard. And I was saying that 45% of the annual budget of Harvard, the money comes from alumni, and only 11% from the federal government. So I would encourage French universities, as I am in France, to do as much fundraising as they can with the alumni. So what's the situation with charity and your campaigns in the U.S. in the present U.S.?
That's a great question. And, whenever you ask a data question, I would never respond from my hip, right? We want to collect and analyze the data. Thankfully, we are incredibly busy in the US with across the spectrum of all different kind of campaigns. Reality is that our campaigns are raising money from the crowd, getting people to give, and that's what we're shining. Getting people to give, mobilizing alumni, mobilizing those that to give back. Always will hear. Thank you for the opportunity. We never knew how to mobilize our alumni. We didn't have an idea about how to mobilize our alumni. The charity campaign allowed us to do that. For the bigger donors, because our setup is, and kind of spoke to it, we have the bigger donors that we have the matcher model, where the bigger donors have the opportunity to be a matcher. When they give a higher amount, then on the day of a campaign, the people that give, their dollars are matched. And that's a motivating factor for people to give. If a person knows it could be matched, triple, quadruple, if my $25 becomes $100, that makes me give the $25. Until now, I like your school. I didn't give it to you because what's my $25? Now that I see it's $100, I'm a bigger giver, and I'm definitely giving. And I might even up it because it needs even that much more. So we get the donor, the larger donor. Look, the larger donor is giving, and we haven't seen in any way cuts, in this way.
All right, thank you. Anna, just a question for you. What's the dynamic right now of the fundraising, the philanthropy in France, and your campaigns in France? What's going on right now? What's your view?
We can see that the campaign are going well, but it's true that we can feel that there is on some campaigns little bit an average of the donation a little bit less. And also we can see that to raise from the major donor, like Chaya explained to you, when we want to match the campaign, because we are doing this also in France, we can see that there is some major donors who just are telling us that they want to see what is happening in the summer, because we can feel a kind of instability. So they want to see maybe until the beginning of the school years. So yes, there is some change on the donation, but on the dynamic of the people and on the dynamic of the ambassador, who can see that it's better. It's better because in France, the people use that organization depend a lot on with subvention and state help, and more people understand that there is not so much help from the state, and everyone needs to be a part of the action. So it's interesting to see that for my I have two big campaign on April, and we just see that the average of the donation was less important, but we have like 30% more donors. So more people understand they have to give, and they have to be a part of the change. So for us, it's also a very good, very good result, because after all, we have we are a platform of crowdfunding. So more the crowd is here, more we know we success.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was seeing an article yesterday too on LinkedIn, I think, saying, and it was a guy from a French foundation, I think, and he was saying, in France we're 100 years behind the US and 50 years behind the UK. I think it's a little pessimistic. And actually, when I work with you, Anna, and when I see the environment in France, I think we're moving, and the crisis is actually helping us to move ahead. So that's very good. Okay, guys, I don't see question in the chat, but it's fine. This is recorded, so when you look at it, guys, and you have questions, just send us emails, and we'll forward the questions to Chaya and Anna. No problem.
Thank you.
It was fabulous to have you today. It was super interesting. And I look forward to meeting you one day, Chaya, and Anna. We meet often in Paris, so that's great. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone for participating. And again, this is recorded, so if you have questions, anything, just send us emails. Thank you very much, and bye bye everyone.